Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Shane Chartra, and today I'm going to have a little bit of story time. I'm going to tell you about a scam that went around in the industry a long time ago, probably like 10 plus years ago, and maybe you even took this supplement. So today is, like I said, story time. So this was probably, I can't remember the year, but it was at least 2010, 2008, along that time, and it's when Dr. Oz used to talk a lot about supplements that people, they'd rush into health food stores, whether it was for weight loss or whatever it was. And I can remember the day that it happened. So the phone started ringing just after like 4 p.m. because Dr. Oz, I think, was on at like 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And people started asking about raspberry ketones. And us that worked in the industry, we go, why would anybody want raspberry ketones? Like, it's not even a thing. And we had found out that Dr. Oz had mentioned that it was really good for weight loss. Now, he's partially correct in that. They did some studies a long time ago on mice, I guess, and raspberry ketones, and the mice had lost some weight. So he was probably reporting that specific story. He wasn't saying, I didn't see the episode per se, but it did work on mice. Now, years before that, some companies had come out with fat burners with this specific product, raspberry ketones. And, we were looking, we're like, what is raspberry ketones? And people were like, oh, it's the next best thing, it'll help you lose weight. Anyway, that product was a flop because it didn't really work. Nobody really bought it, and that's what it was. But as soon as Dr. Oz talked about it, for like 3 years, everybody was buying raspberry ketones. And people that worked in the natural health food industry and supplement stores, we were like, why is anybody buying this product that's not even really that effective? People would literally come into the store and say, they'd say like, does raspberry ketones work? And we'd literally say, well, not really. And we'd try and show them something else. But they'd say, I don't care, I gotta buy it. So, we'd sell it to them, and, I'm sure some people said it worked well, but I know stores that I worked in, I was like, no, it's really not that effective. And, some time had gone by, and we'd go to seminars and things where you get, some training on supplements and ingredients and stuff like that. And I can remember one specific one, and there was a guy doing the presentation, and he was explaining this. He had said the raspberry ketones that study was done on mice or rats, I can't recall. So the dose that like humans were buying was given for mice or rats, meaning that dose would work on the size of a mouse or a rat. But they were saying, for humans that are 150, 200 plus pounds, that dose would also work. Those findings had turned out to be false, so it wasn't really working for humans in that specific dosage. However, that's what they were selling. So we all kind of knew within the industry that raspberry ketones were kind of a joke, and we'd try and talk people out of it. But when we would, another thing would happen. People would say, well, my friend lost 20 to 30 pounds when they started using raspberry ketones. And this, I believe, and a lot of people do believe this too, is, everybody wanted this product. They were prepared to start to lose weight first in their head, and they started to use raspberry ketones maybe 3 times a day. So their 3 biggest meals, they were taking raspberry ketones. And as you do that, you're a little bit more cognizant of what you're going to eat. So you're going to make wiser, choices to eat. You're probably going to go on a diet. You're probably going to exercise a little bit more. And just that alone, people were really losing weight. But the raspberry ketones specifically didn't help anybody to lose weight. And to this day, as I'm making this in 2022, raspberry ketones is gone out of the industry. You may still be able to find it, but it's one of those things, I'm telling you, in health food stores, we're not finding it anywhere, especially here in Canada. So what I'm here to tell you is this. If you speak to anybody with any amount of experience in the health food industry, and we've been studying it a long time, and this new, not a new product, but an ingredient pops up out of nowhere, and there hasn't been literature or anything like that, like we haven't been studying it all these years, be very suspicious of those types of products, because those types of products, what happens is sometimes some people will get a whole bunch of raw material of, we'll say, raspberry ketones. This is just an example, and they'll be like, we have to sell it, so we have to market it. So, you know, they'll market this specific product just to try and sell it, and because nobody else is selling it, they'll make the money selling it off that one ingredient. So, you know, a real good health food store or real good people will tell you what not to take. Please listen to those people. Like myself, I have sent people out of a health food store more often than not saying, you do not need this product, do not buy it. And hopefully, wherever you're buying your supplements, if it's in a store, if it's online, that's all up to you. But if you're going to a store and somebody talks you out of it, please listen to them. We do have experience. So that's been my little story on raspberry ketones, and maybe it did work for you. Well, I won't say maybe it will work. It maybe, you know, it probably didn't work for you, but the lifestyle that you chose as you were taking the raspberry ketones, that did work for you. So there are scams within the industry, but now here in Canada we have something called NPN numbers, so it has to prove it is safe and effective at the doses on the bottles. So we know here in Canada it's very, very regulated now, and there has to be literal proof that it works. So products used to get pulled constantly, and yeah, I don't even know if raspberry ketones would get an NPN number as of now. So I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this type of little story. I can give you guys all kinds of stories from the health food industry, well, the supplement industry, I should say, that I've seen over the last few decades. So I will see you guys in the next video. Talk to you later. Bye.